What is up, guys? Belamy Prime here, and welcome to another episode of Prime Survival. Today we're going to be spicing up our village and our kind of whole area here with a little bit of pathing. Now, you can see over in the background there, we did a little bit of pathing from our chalet over to our wool farm that we made last episode, and we also connected that to our little bit of a bridge over here. So from a distance, I think it looks pretty good so far. I'm pretty happy with the pathing. I didn't want to do something too symmetrical and straight cut, so they're not just square pathings. It's just a kind of random stone path here. I think it looks pretty good. We used the combination of stone, regular stone blocks, stone brick blocks, cracked stone brick blocks, and mossy stone brick blocks. And we also used a little bit of stairs and slabs and things like that as well to kind of do the inclines here. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the result, and I think I'm going to go ahead and continue this same pathing throughout our village and over to the other bridge that we have that we built really early on in this series. So we'll most likely do a bit of a path from kind of here over towards the bridge, and maybe one down into the town center and to each kind of corner of the village. But not only that, we're actually thinking about doing some kind of river through our village as well, because I think it would just look really nice, and it would bring a little bit more color to our village in terms of blue. So you can see I've marked out a little bit of a path here, all the way from our first bridge all the way along, and then down to the river over there. And we also have a little section that goes down into the village center, maybe to some kind of water feature or fountain or kind of pool that will be in the center of the village there. So I'm going to go ahead and dig all that out and make a kind of man-made, or villager-made in this case, kind of river / channel through our village here, and hopefully it'll look pretty good. And we'll build some little mini bridges for the pathing to go over the river. I'm pretty stoked to do that. We'll probably add a little bit of vegetation into it, like some lily pads and different things like that, and maybe even some fish we'll go catch with a bucket. But I'm going to go ahead and sleep over here on the temporary bed that I threw up on top of this house, because I'm lazy and I like to just land up on top of my house and sleep here. But I'm going to go ahead and sleep. We'll bring in our spectator camera account, and we'll go ahead and start a time lapse here for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and I'll talk to you guys after our build is done. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed the first part of our time lapse there. We did our little bit of a river. You can see I actually kind of made a little makeshift walkway for these guys, for our farmers here with lily pads, so they'd actually walk over the river since we don't have a legitimate bridge here. That was working a little bit better than what I was expecting it to, but yeah, that's pretty great. So what we ended up doing was we dug out our little bit of a river here. We filled the bottom with stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, and mossy stone bricks. You can see the mossy bricks and the cracked bricks all mixed in there. We also took a bunch of seagrass, which you can acquire using shears in any kind of lake, sea area. You'll just go ahead and you can shear that off the bottom, and you can go and you can farm this very, very quickly, very, very easily. And I've just been kind of placing it a little bit here and there throughout our river here, so it looks pretty great. I think so far we also went and did the same thing. We collected some lily pads with our shears as well, and you can see we've put a couple fish in here. So we've got a puffer fish here that's puffing himself up, some cod and some salmon. Maybe once we get some a few more rare fish, we'll go ahead and throw them in here as well to kind of use this as maybe a little bit of a collection area. We'll see. But yeah, we got some cool fish in here. I'm a little bit worried about the puffer fish. I know if you touch them, they'll actually poison you and deal damage to you. I'm unsure if they'll actually harm any of the villagers or maybe aggro iron golems if they happen to hit iron golems. Hopefully not. I'm pretty sure they only inflate when a player is nearby. I'm unsure if they'll do that if any passive mobs such as iron golems and villagers are nearby. So hopefully that's not going to cause any dramas. We'll have to see as time goes on. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked with how that looks. We also actually did, you can see down in there, we dug down 2 blocks, placed a block of glowstone, and then some jungle leaves over the top of it, so it acts as kind of like a lighting source within the water to kind of make it light up a bit better during the night. And I think it looks pretty good. It's disguised quite well. You can't really see it, like from a distance. If you fly out in any direction, you can't really see it. You can only really see the lily pads. And the seagrass around it kind of disguises it quite well. So I think that turned out quite well. I think it looks quite nice. Keeps the water nice and illuminated during the night, making it look a lot nicer. We'll most likely remove this little lily pad bridge here so our farmers can access their farms later on when we have an actual bridge. But that's going to be part 1 of it. Actually, we didn't add some seagrass in here. Completely neglected the fact of neglected this whole out area. So we'll add some grass in here, but what we're actually going to do is the sections where the river comes into contact with our wall, we're going to put a kind of a little opening there that makes it look as if it's flowing out into the actual into this river out here via some kind of drainage system. It'll be, what I've got in mind is kind of to do some sort of circular opening over here, probably come up from here and just kind of circle up like that, and then kind of cover the part that's above the water with iron bars to make it look like kind of like a drain that's going through the wall. That way, the water's going to be running through and it's going to look more realistic that way, and the bars will stop any of our villagers from accidentally wandering out via the water there. So hopefully that'll be pretty good. I'm unsure if our fish will kind of swim out there and go into that main section of water, but I think if we're collecting any rare fish and we want to put them in the village here, we'll most likely put them in this little pond down here and see. Oh, it looks like a pufferfish got owned by an iron golem. So this guy's just kind of sitting in the water right now. He wants to be a fish along with the rest of these guys. So I think if we're going to do pufferfish, we might actually have to go ahead and put them down here somewhere. Oh, we can't eat him, can we? That guy, I guess, is just going to be a alchemy ingredient for the future for now. But what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go ahead and build our path through the village. So I'm thinking if we go ahead and fly up here onto our... Whoa, missed that by a long shot. Let me come in a little bit slower. If we go ahead and build our path, I'm thinking about going from our bridge here, kind of curving it back and building a little slight bridge over the top of this little bit of river, and then connecting that up to our bridge over here. Or potentially doing a split here and going from here and bridging across here and going to our farm, and then doing the other path that will go up and around our little well over there, and then up between those houses and up to this bridge here. And then I'll obviously do a little bit of a path off this one over to this house over here. Oh, it's raining. Wonderful. We'll see. I'll kind of go away and think for 5 minutes on that maybe and see if how exactly I want to do the path. Either way, I'm going to connect these 2 bridges in one way or another and then do a couple off paths into different areas of the village and set that up like that. So hope you guys enjoyed the first time lapse. Let's go ahead and jump right into the second one. Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse, and I think for the time being we're pretty done and ready with our village. I'm pretty happy with the look of it at the moment. We got a nice little pathway leading from our bridge all the way over, a little mini bridge over the little river through our village here, over to our other bridge over the wall, and we've also got a nice little bit of pathway coming kind of around the well in the town centre here, all off to the different kind of points of interest. So we've got a little bit of a path over to our enchanter's house, over to our blacksmith over here, and our little temple there. And we've also got one over to this little enchanter's stall. And then we've got a little bit of a path kind of just all the way back here to the wall. It's not really connected to anything yet. And then I've also got a bit of a path that I set up here. It's not entirely complete here because we'll most likely connect it to our structure that we want to build around our nether portal up here, so that'll be something in the future, but the path looks nice. I'm super happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. I tried to kind of put these random little bits off to the side to kind of make it look like it's fading away, and like maybe there's some more pathing under this dirt here, but you know, people moving around and using the pathing in the village and stuff like that has caused it to kind of erode or be covered in dirt or whatever it is you might be going for. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. This little bridge we got over the river here is pretty basic. I didn't want to do anything too crazy because I wanted the villagers to actually be able to use it. I find that if you get a little bit too complicated with slabs and stairs and things like that, the villagers will be unwilling to actually path across it. Since I didn't do an actual bridge over this part over here or over this part, I'm going to actually go ahead and leave our little lily pad pathing here because our villagers seem to like using that when they're going over to their farms over there, so that's pretty good. Also, while I was off camera, or before I did the second time lapse, I actually threw in these as well. So we got in a nice little kind of throughway for our water to pass through with the iron bars here and a bit of an archway. I'm pretty happy with that. I think it looks quite good. We kind of just put bars in, and I didn't know this, but apparently you can put iron bars in water. Like, I've never actually used iron bars in water ever. So as long as it's a full water source and not a flowing water source, you can actually place the iron bars within the thing here. So this is good. It means that our villagers aren't going to accidentally swim out of here, and also if we put any rare fish in the water over here to kind of use this little river in our village to collect our fish, specifically more so down here in the little bit of a pond. If we collect some fish down here, I think it'll look pretty good, and they won't actually be able to escape, because on both ends where the water actually will leave the village and go elsewhere. Oh look, see, these guys would want to leave if if they were able to. There's these gates kind of blocking them, so that's pretty cool. And I would like to continue the river. I'll most likely put it, dig a little bit of a trench up to the top of the hill there, and I'll either dig it over into the sea, or I might make some kind of water fountain, or waterfall kind of water feature up on this little bit of a hill here, just so it looks like the water is kind of flowing out of that, and then down here, all the way through the little river here, a little bit of an offshoot down into the pond, and then the rest of it's going down over into the river in the desert biome over here. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I kind of ran out of seagrass, so I didn't cover most of it with, there's a good chunk that's not covered in seagrass. But for the most part, I think it looks pretty good, and I'm super happy with how it looks. And it's kind of tied in here with the, the vines hanging off the side of the bridge here is looking quite nice. I'm pretty happy with that. The only thing that I'm thinking about doing that I'm not 100% certain on yet is upgrading our wall, because our wall is kind of basic looking at this stage. We did build it in like episode 1 or 2, and all we really had access to was the acacia. We didn't have any kind of interesting blocks or anything to kind of mess with. And since I upgraded the village and changed all of the houses into this dark oak / bone mixture colors, the acacia is starting to look a little bit out of place. So either I'm going to have to mix in the acacia a bit better into the village, or I'm going to have to kind of mix in some more of these colors into the wall to make it look like it's not so out of place. Because if I go ahead and fly up here and kind of look down, you can tell that this area kind of fits in with the wall, but the rest of it kind of stands out a bit too much. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of blending with our build in the future just to kind of bring it all in together. But yeah, I'm super happy with how it looks. You guys saw in the time lapse, obviously, but I've just been enjoying kind of flying up here and just kind of looking at all the paths and the little river that we made. And yeah, I'm super happy with that. So our village is looking really super nice here. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. I think I had a lot of fun making the paths and putting them together. And any time lapse is a good time lapse. Honestly, I don't know how you can go wrong with a time lapse. I think they all look great. And I'm just going to go over and sit here and just watch this time lapse like 10 times over because I enjoy watching time lapses so much. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, nothing too crazy happening in today's video, but I enjoyed making the paths, doing this little bit of a river, and it's been something that I've had in the back of my mind for a while now. So I'm glad I finally got to do it and sort it all out. I think it's looking great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Join my Discord if you want to share some thoughts and some ideas with like-minded Minecraft players. Support me over on Patreon if you want to see time lapses and things like that ahead of time before they come out in their videos, if you want a little bit of a sneak peek over there. Otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.